Hello everyone, it's Mugiwawa and I'm very happy to see you again for a new devlog on Infinite Muneris. So that's the sixth one. And today we are going to talk about interfaces, UI and UX, because this devlog is all about the patch 0.5 where I've done a whole revamp of all the interfaces in the game. So let's jump into the main screen that now you will see when you enter into Infinite Muneris. So now we have a logo and a little bit of like a more beautiful menu. And so as you can see, we can go into local, online, team builder. The collection is not yet available, options, and we can leave the application. So if you want, when you get access to the game, you can directly jump into a game, because if you go into local, you will see that you already have access to three default teams that are pre-made teams, so you can like jump right in. But for the purpose of this video, I prefer to go first into the team builder and show you what it happens when you try to create a team from scratch. So you have a total of like 20 different slots available to you, with of course the three basic team. And you can reorganize the team as you wish. And you can also, like here we have like the copy button, because there is a system of team code. So you can either like copy a team to paste it on a new empty slot, and then you have the team. Or you can also like, this will give you like a text that you can share with your friends. So you can share team with other people by just like copying the team, and then it's in your clipboard, so you can just paste it to someone else. If there is a team that doesn't interest you anymore, you can just delete it. And here it asks you to confirm deletion. So to confirm deletion, you have to click again on the button. And I kind of like this way, because like when I want to delete a team purposefully, I don't like when I click on the button and there is like a huge pop-up that appears on the screen telling you, hey, are you sure you want to delete that team? And I'm kind of like, yeah, I know I want, but I get why designers do that, because if you like do a misclick and you lose like a lot of progress because you just deleted a team that you spend like a good amount of time doing and you don't remember exactly what you put there, it's important to make sure that the click is intentional. What I like with this solution is like, if you want to delete a team fast, like, and you know you want to delete it, you just have to do a double click. And I feel like a double click is very rare to just misclick with a double click, but at the same time, you don't have like this cumbersome UI that appears telling you, are you sure? Like, yeah, I'm sure, I've made a double click. So I kind of like this middle ground solution. So if you want to create a new team, you simply click on an empty slot, and now you get into the team creation, where you have like only a few elements when you get there. The back button, of course. You can enter a team name. So I don't know, for now I have no clue. And here we have like this thing that is called the budget, which tells you how many points you have available to make your team, which in Infinite Muneris is 12. And here we have this button that you can click to select one of the agents. And when you go over an agent, you have a few information that appear with a small description here. And the small description I think is important, because when you first get into Infinite Muneris, you have no idea what every single one of those agents do. And so this small description is kind of there to help you find your food ground. And if you have any question about what are all those things, you can just like over them and you will have a description of what they are. We have the life, we have the quality, also you have the description of each type of object. And this, in the description, everything that is like in the blue color is basically a keyword that explain you what the keyword does. So for instance, let's look a little bit and say like, oh, okay, this is a long range damage dealer, applying weakness that allow to deal more, reduce the damage output of opponent, and vulnerable that allow to do more damage. Okay, seems interesting. Only 2 mobility though, but okay, let's go for it. And so now we have selected an agent. As you can see, we also gain like a bit of budget because by default the agent is level 2. You can select the level or the quality of the agent as you see fit, and that will change the amount of points on the budget point. And here we have like all the powers we need to select. So we have the passives, when we can see that passives are effects that resolve when the activation condition is met. As you can see here, there is like a not yet implemented part because I played into the bridge in the past, and what they do is like for each power, they show you a little animation of the power in context. And I think that's super smart and one of the best way to actually show what will happen if you use select one of these power to remove any interrogation the player might have, because with text only, it's not always easy to like really convey perfectly what the power does. And so I will add that to this interface, but to do that, I need to have finished all the VFX part, the visual effect of the powers, the animation. And so I won't do like them with what I have currently and then have to redo them again in the future once we step up on those regards. So this is why we don't have there. And so you can select like different spell. Here we have like different actives. So in Infinite Muneris, you can select up to 3 active out of 9. And like the position of these actives are the position they will have inside the game. So you can, if you want, like reorder them as you see fit. And here we have the ultimate that you're going to select. You can then like select another character. I will let the people that are interested like look into details into all those characters, but for now I just go quickly over them. And so you can select like different things. Let's put it like level 1. And if you want, you can also reorganize the agent in your team. And so we can like give him a name, a not complete team, and now your team is saved. And you can go back again to edit it whenever you want. So that was the team building. The idea was trying to provide as much information as you can so you don't so you understand everything that is going on, but at the same time making it like very easy to navigate and intuitive. So I will hope to get like some feedback on those parts on how you think I fare on that regard. But let's jump into local. And so here we are going to select one of the pre-made team since this team is not complete. And let's select like the basic team distance. And when you click on it, you have like a recap on what is selected. But you can also like select team that don't have everything selected. And we'll get to why we can do that in Infinite Muneris right after. And so here we go to the basic team distance. And here, since we're in the local mode, is like 2 people playing on the same computer. So we see that we have selected the basic team distance. Let's select the basic team movement to face them against. And so here we can see that before the game starts, in Infinite Muneris, you have like a deck building phase where you can still alter the power you have before going into the game, but you have access to what is the enemy team composition. So the agent and the level cannot be changed anymore, but any single power can still be changed, which allow your team to adapt based on what you think the opponent team is going to do, which is like one of the main selling point of Infinite Muneris. On top of the powers that you can alter, you have access to perks. And so perks are like one use like superpower that you can use only once per battle, and you can only use 1 perk per turn. But they're very, very strong, and they are here to hinder what your opponent is trying to do. And so for instance, here we have like one of the perks is that debuff an agent of all of his bonus. And as we can see, like here we have Ken that is kind of using strength and regen on himself. we have like Axton that is a tank that is using self-armor. So you can see like, oh, okay, debuff can be interesting to fight them. And once you're ready, you just have to press the ready button to advance. And here it tells you that there are still perks or powers that aren't selected. And if you continue, they will simply be randomly chosen. So you don't go into the game like, even if you select no perks, you don't say, oh, I forgot to use perks, I have no perks for the game. You still will at least have 3, even though they're not the best fit, but at least you will have them. And also, it's telling you who is the first player. And so the first player acts first, but it's the opponent that chooses the board. So the second player is the one that decides on which environment we are going to fight. And so for now in the game, there is like 4 boards. The No Man's Land, where there is nothing. The Burning House. So for now, like the graphics are very, very simple and basic, because we are not there yet into the game. That will be for the future. We have the Genius Workshop, and last we have the Evil Laboratory. And so you choose the game on which you want to play, and then you can just go ready. And then it's time for the second team to select, to do the alteration of their team. Same thing here, we have access to the enemy team. Even though in local, it's not really that important since you're playing on the same computer, but in online mode, you will have the exact same screen and you will see what your opponent has selected. And so you can take informed decision based on that. And so here also you will select your perks. And since you're the first player, you can't choose the board, so the option is grayed out. And once it's done, you go into the game. So when you go into the game, you can see that there is like the blue corner and the red corner. Here we have access to victory points. So if you have any question on like, oh, what is this object, you can just like go over them and you will have an information. And here nothing has changed, like this combat scene, it's just the UI and that have changed, but most of the interaction remains the same compared to the previous builds. And so you can deploy like both team however you see fit. And here we can see like the perks now are a bit different, and now you have access to like a tooltip, a fixed tooltip in there. Why it is a fixed tooltip? So you can also like hover to get like all the keyword definition. And here now we have the historics. Like both of these things, if you're not interested into them, you can just like hide them. And so we get like all the information about the different things. It's the red team that is started. So once again, I won't go back over those details. Those are already done in previous video. It's just that now it's a little bit nicer about like the interface, the use. Here we have like the passive, the ultimate, and the 3 actives for each character. And you can select, of course, from there. Once it's selected, it's remain here. All those things are just a little bit nicer, but to be fair, the combat scene is the one that received the less change because it was already like the more polished one. So let's go back to the main menu. And so here we have at any point in the game an escape menu where you can like just go back to the main menu, change the options, which is the thing that we are going to see right after, and also like quit to desktop. And so the online mode here is basically like very similar to local modes. It's just that you go online, and so you will face someone into the queue. For now, there is like no matchmaking system or such. It's just like the first 2 players in the queue, they will face each other. And then you have the exact same thing. Like if you go into online mode, you can select your team, and then you're just waiting to the queue for an opponent. Until you find an opponent, you can still leave with no penalty. If you leave facing an opponent, you're going to get a loss. And when you finish a game, like there is a victory or defeat screen when you will get access to a certain number of stats. But I will let you discover this screen by yourself once you complete a game. So the last part is the options. So any single shortcuts in the game can be accessed through a shortcut. So if you want to go like faster about your selection, because like the timer is pretty aggressive in Infinite Muneris by design. And so you get access to all those shortcuts that you can adapt. Video and sound is just like written, not implemented in the patch. So for now, I think the game only works on Windows with a basic resolution of 1920 by 1080. It might work in other resolution, but probably like the interface won't hold very nicely. So you are warned. And then there is like the gameplay where you can like put your own name, and there is like a few basic option if you want to see the tooltip that I've shown when you get into the game, or the historics. And also like there is like the show power on side when we were hovering over each agent, like the power was appearing. And also like the keyword tooltips, like once you know everything is what they do, you can just like turn them off so you will not bother by them anymore. So this is it for the devlog number 6. For those interested on how I kind of worked on that, I will share a link in the description below, where you can get access to my new website, where you will get like all the information about the things I create as Mugiwawa. And I will share on the blog post related to the devlog number 6. First, the PowerPoint I used to make the interface, like the design doc basically of the interface I've made for those interested. And also you will get access to the build of the game if you want to try out for yourself. And if you want to hit me up for a game or two, like I will be very pleased, like just do so. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the new look of Infinite Muneris, and I will see you in the next one.